Morning, fuckers. So, what do you do if you don't believe in God? You know, what do you actually do coming into a program of recovery that's spiritually based and you don't believe in God? That's a dilemma a lot of us face. When I first came around the rooms, um, well, I won't say when I first came around the rooms, but I was actually introduced to AA at 19, but wasn't ready then. Um, But when I first came around, there was a problem for me with the God thing and the higher power thing because I didn't believe in God. There have been too many times in my life where I felt like there was proof that there was no God. My son had cancer, had a brain tumor a year and a half, and then it came back at 3. And um, he's a grown man now, out on his own and doing his thing. And I didn't see that as the miracle that it was. You know, um, So for me, coming in and them saying, "Hey, you got to pray, you got to do this, you got to do that," it was tough, because I knew I needed sobriety. I didn't need a God. I needed sobriety. I needed to be able to quit drinking and drugging. And I tried to be resistant to what they said, and they pretty much laid it out for me and said, "Hey, look, if you're not going to do this, the way that we suggest to do it, then here's money. Go get drunk because that's what you're gonna do." Um, and then they told me they needed me to pray, and I'm like, I don't know who to pray to. I don't know how to pray. And they were like, "Oh, it's pretty simple. Get on your knees and say, 'God, help me.'" That's the simplest prayer. And my first prayer, my first sincere prayer when I came to this program was when I hit my bottom. And that last day of drinking and that voice in my head, "Get on your knees, get on your knees, get on your knees." And being the stubborn alcoholic that I was, I refused all day. But when I did finally get on my knees and fully surrender, my prayer was very simple. My prayer was, "God, I cannot do this alone. I can't do this anymore. I need help." That was my very first prayer in the program. And then they told me we needed to pray at night. We needed to pray in the morning. And I'm like, I don't know how. I don't know who. So, I told them I don't really believe in God. And I don't think there is one. And they told me, "Well, we believe enough for you. We need you to think, who is the strongest person you've ever known? What is the strongest force you've ever known?" And that was my mom at the time, because she was a strong woman, even though I had resentments towards her that I didn't know at that time that I really held towards her. She had raised 6 bad kids. Or I shouldn't say bad kids. She raised 6 spirited children. Um, some of us really bad, some of us just, spirited. Um, and she didn't kill us. She didn't. I mean, there was some pretty cruel things done, but we didn't. Did you die? You know. Um, so they told me to pray to my mother. So that's what I did. For a long time, I prayed to my mom for strength, and I prayed to her for wisdom, and I prayed to her for you know everything that I needed. And they were all unselfish prayers, and my prayers are very unselfish. I don't ask for things for myself as far as, give me this, give me that. I pray for wisdom, I pray for knowledge, I pray for strength. I pray for the ability to overlook other people, and their possible bad behaviors or spiritual sickness or whatever. Um, and as I've progressed in this program, I've I've come to believe that the power greater than myself is God. Um, Not in the conventional sense that's in the Bible necessarily. Um, my spirituality is different than some. And that's what I tell people all the time. I'm not religious. I'm spiritual. Um, and there's the old saying, religion is for people afraid to go to hell. Spirituality is for those of us who've already been there. And I believe that. Um, so I don't get really preachy on, specifics when it comes to your higher power. I don't insist that, your higher power be God or Jesus or Allah or Buddha or, whoever it is that is the power in your religion if you have a chosen religion. Um, it just doesn't work that way with me. It's the matter of you have to believe that there's a power greater than you. If the thing is going to work, you have to be able to surrender your will, to a power that can help you to control that and can help you live life as a normal human being, which I don't know what the fuck normal is. I know in 11 years of sobriety, I've never been normal, and I probably never will be. The insanity runs deep. Uh, but if you're new and you're struggling, don't get hung up on the God concept. Don't let that be the reason that you can't get sober or maintain sobriety. You know, let's let's squash that shit and just give it a try. If our way of life doesn't work for you, there's the door. Go try it another way. I'm not trying to push you out, but I'm just saying, if you are as desperate as only the dying can be, then you'll be willing to listen to the suggestions that we give you. You know, there, uh, there's a guy that he used to always tell me, there's nothing in AA that we tell you you have to do this, but there are some damn sure betters that damn sure better be able to do. You better be able to accept that your life is unmanageable, and that you're powerless over alcohol. You better, you damn sure better realize that there's a power greater than you controlling this, and those things are true, but the biggest thing is a willingness is all that you really need, you know, and sometimes the God thing hangs people up where they're not willing enough, because they're like, well, I just don't believe in God, and there's lots of atheists who have gotten sober and stayed sober in AA, and a lot of them will tell you now that they're not atheists. I know of a couple of people who still say that they don't believe in an actual God, which that's me. My concept of God is not a guy with a long white beard and a white robe sitting up there, with his son sitting right beside him and sitting in judgment over us. I believe that my higher power gave us free will to allow us, you know, to to do things as we see fit or that we will do. So but my higher power is there to guide me now these days. He does help keep me sober. He does give me wisdom, even though I don't sound very wise. Most times it sounds like I'm talking on a paper asshole. But it's life, you know. Hopefully, I don't know if any of this stuff is helping anybody out there, but like I said before, it's damn sure helping me. So, hope you have a great day. Don't drink, go to meetings. Love you. Bye.